The Cold War was a time of immense tension. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in an ideological battle. Both sides feared the other's influence and power. This fear extended beyond traditional warfare. There was a growing paranoia about psychological warfare and mind control. Stories emerged from the Korean War about American prisoners of war being brainwashed. These stories suggested that the communists had discovered ways to control minds. The US government was deeply alarmed. They felt an urgent need to counter this perceived threat. This fear and uncertainty created a breeding ground for extreme measures. The CIA, tasked with protecting American interests, sought ways to fight back in this shadowy war of the mind. They believed that to combat brainwashing, they needed to understand it. And to understand it, they needed to replicate it. This marked the beginning of a dark chapter in American history. The pursuit of mind control would lead to the creation of one of the most controversial and secretive projects ever undertaken by the US government. This project was MK-Ultra. In 1953, the CIA officially sanctioned Project MK-Ultra. This top-secret program had a clear objective: to develop mind control techniques. The agency wanted to create methods for manipulating enemies and extracting information. The project's existence was shrouded in secrecy. Leading this clandestine operation was Dr. Sidney Gottlieb, a brilliant but eccentric chemist. Gottlieb had a fascination with psychoactive drugs and their potential to alter behavior. He believed these substances held the key to unlocking the secrets of the mind. MK-Ultra was given vast resources and operated with little oversight. This lack of accountability would have devastating consequences. Under Gottlieb's direction, the project embarked on a series of increasingly unethical experiments. These experiments would have a lasting impact on the lives of countless individuals. MK-Ultra was a testament to the paranoia and ruthlessness of the Cold War. It was a time when the lines between ethical boundaries and national security blurred. The project would forever stain the reputation of the CIA and raise serious questions about the limits of government power. MK-Ultra was designed to be completely hidden from public view. The project was buried deep within the CIA's Technical Services Division. This division specialized in covert operations and unconventional warfare. To further obscure its funding, the CIA used a complex network of shell corporations. These front organizations funneled money to research institutions and individuals across the United States and Canada. By concealing the true source of the funding, the CIA ensured that MK-Ultra remained off the books. This clandestine approach allowed the project to operate with impunity. Over 150 sub-projects were initiated as part of MK-Ultra. These sub-projects took place at over 80 institutions, including prestigious universities, hospitals, and prisons. The CIA exploited these institutions, often without their knowledge, to conduct its mind control experiments. The secrecy surrounding MK-Ultra was so effective that even those involved in the sub-projects were often unaware of the project's true nature. They were told they were participating in research on other topics, such as drug development or behavioral modification. This deliberate deception was a key element in MK-Ultra's ability to operate undetected for so long. At the heart of MK-Ultra was a relentless pursuit of mind-altering techniques. The CIA explored a wide range of methods, each more disturbing than the last. Drugs, particularly LSD, played a central role in these experiments. LSD was a relatively new drug at the time, and its effects were poorly understood. But the CIA was drawn to its ability to induce profound psychological changes. They believed it held the key to breaking down an individual's personality and rebuilding it according to their design. Subjects were given LSD in various ways, often without their knowledge or consent. They were slipped the drug in their drinks, injected with it, or even exposed to it through aerosol sprays. The CIA wanted to see how LSD affected people's behavior, thoughts, and perceptions. Beyond LSD, MK-Ultra explored a terrifying array of techniques. These included sensory deprivation, where subjects were isolated in dark, soundproof chambers to induce hallucinations and break down their sense of self. Electroconvulsive therapy, or ECT, involved delivering electric shocks to the brain, often at levels far exceeding those used in legitimate medical treatments. Hypnosis was investigated as a means of implanting suggestions and controlling behavior. Psychological torture included sleep deprivation, isolation, and verbal abuse in an attempt to break their will. These experiments were conducted on a wide range of subjects, including CIA employees, military personnel, doctors, patients in mental hospitals, prisoners, prostitutes, and ordinary civilians. The CIA's disregard for human life and dignity knew no bounds. They were willing to use anyone as guinea pigs in their quest for mind control. The story of Frank Olson is perhaps the most well-known and tragic example of MKUltra's brutality. Olson was a brilliant biochemist working for the US Army. He was also, unknowingly, a participant in MKUltra. In 1953, Olson attended a retreat with other scientists and CIA personnel. During the retreat, Olson was secretly dosed with LSD. The drug had a profound effect on him, causing severe paranoia and disorientation. Olson's mental state deteriorated rapidly in the days following the retreat. He became increasingly unstable and expressed fears about his work and the CIA. 9 days after being given LSD, Olson plunged to his death from a window of his New York City hotel room. The official ruling was suicide. However, many believe Olson's death was a cover-up. They suspect that he was murdered by the CIA to silence him. Olson's family has long maintained that he was killed because he was about to expose MKUltra. The Olson case remains a chilling reminder of MKUltra's devastating consequences. It highlights the CIA's willingness to silence anyone who threatened to expose their secrets. Section 6, Dr. Cameron and the Horrors of Psychic Driving. Another dark chapter in the MKUltra saga involves Dr. Ewan Cameron. Cameron was a respected psychiatrist at the Allen Memorial Institute in Montreal, Canada. However, behind his distinguished facade, Cameron was conducting horrific experiments on his patients. Cameron was obsessed with the idea of psychic driving. He believed he could erase a person's memories and personality and replace them with new ones. To achieve this, he subjected patients to a brutal regimen of massive doses of LSD, sensory deprivation, and repetitive audio messages. Patients were given LSD in quantities far exceeding anything used in previous experiments. They were isolated in soundproof rooms and forced to wear blackout masks. Patients were bombarded with the same phrases or sounds for hours or even days on end. Cameron's experiments left many of his patients with permanent psychological damage. They suffered from amnesia, incontinence, hallucinations, and severe emotional distress. Many were unable to function independently after their ordeal. Despite the horrific nature of his experiments, Cameron received funding from the CIA through a front organization. The agency was aware of his methods but turned a blind eye to the suffering he inflicted. Cameron's story is a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the devastating consequences of unethical research. Section 7, Unmasking the Truth, the Church Committee. For years, MKUltra remained hidden from the public eye. But in the early 1970s, a series of scandals and investigations began to chip away at the CIA's wall of secrecy. One of the most significant of these investigations was conducted by the Senate Select Committee to study governmental operations with respect to intelligence activities, better known as the Church Committee. In 1975, the Church Committee held a series of public hearings on CIA abuses. These hearings exposed the existence of MKUltra and other covert programs for the first time. The American public was shocked to learn that their government had been conducting mind control experiments on its own citizens. The Church Committee's findings were damning. They revealed the CIA's disregard for ethical principles and their willingness to violate the rights of individuals. The committee's report concluded that MK-Ultra was a program that had no place in a free society. The Church Committee's investigation marked a turning point in public awareness of government overreach. It sparked a national debate about the limits of executive power and the importance of government accountability. Section 8, The Legacy of MK-Ultra Scars and Conspiracies. The legacy of MK-Ultra continues to haunt the United States. The program's exposure left deep scars on the national psyche. It eroded public trust in government and raised serious questions about the CIA's activities. Despite the Church Committee's investigation, much about MK-Ultra remains unknown. In 1973, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered the destruction of most MK-Ultra records. This attempt to cover up the program's activities has only fueled speculation and conspiracy theories. To this day, the full extent of MK-Ultra's impact remains unclear. The number of victims is unknown, and many of those who were subjected to the program's experiments have never received justice. MK-Ultra has also had a profound impact on popular culture. The program's themes of mind control, government conspiracies, and altered states of consciousness have been explored in countless books, movies, and television shows. Examples include The Manchurian Candidate, a classic film about a Korean War veteran who is brainwashed into becoming a political assassin. Stranger Things, a popular Netflix series that features MK-Ultra as a key plot point, and The Men Who Stare at Goats, a satirical film about the US Army's exploration of paranormal phenomena, including mind control. These works of fiction reflect the public's fascination with MK-Ultra and their desire to understand the program's dark legacy. Section 9. A stark reminder. The importance of ethical research. MK-Ultra stands as a chilling reminder of the importance of ethical standards in scientific research. The program's abuses highlight the dangers of unchecked power and the need for transparency and accountability in government. The legacy of MK-Ultra has led to significant reforms in the way research is conducted, particularly in the United States. These reforms include informed consent and institutional review boards, or IRBs. Researchers are now required to obtain informed consent from all participants in experiments. This means that participants must be fully informed of the risks and benefits of participating in a study before they agree to take part. IRBs are committees that review research proposals to ensure that they meet ethical standards. All research involving human subjects must be approved by an IRB before it can be conducted. These reforms are essential for protecting the rights and well-being of research participants. They help to ensure that the abuses of MK-Ultra are never repeated. The story of MK-Ultra is a cautionary tale about the dangers of government overreach and the importance of ethical considerations in the pursuit of knowledge. It is a story that continues to resonate today as we grapple with the implications of new technologies and the potential for their misuse.